Welcome back to my life with plants. I'm Newman. And check out some blooms. See what we have today. Well, I got this Gymnocalycium. It's about to flower. And Monvelii. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's got a nice bud there. It's about to flower. We got some developing on these Anaciceae that I have to divide up because they're crowded in there. We got a lot of buds on humifusa, Buntia humifusa. And we can see that Rhodiotonus is about to open some buds. And this one here too. We have a sneak peek. It's loaded up with buds. But they need another watering, so I think I'm going to water today. Can't keep up with the watering. And today's blooms have to go to Trichocereus huasha. This magnificent display. This particular Trichocereus puts a lot of energy into producing as many buds as it can everywhere. Unfortunately, there is no fragrance at all, but I have used these in hybridizing with my Echinopsis. So they have a lot of stamens in there. You can see that the anthers are full of pollen on the stamens, and you've got that big stigma that looks like an octopus. And that's just a perfect design on Echinopsis and in particular, and Trichocereus. It's just the perfect platform to grab as much of that pollen for pollination. It's really, really sticky too. On the camera, it's not able to pick it up, but this is a vivid magenta, scarlet red. And when the sun shines, there is a purplish hue or a tint. It's like a tinting on paint. Paint has a tint to it. When the sun shines off it, you get a reflection of another color, like a purpley color. And I think that attracts hummingbirds. As I was reading up about pollinators, hummingbirds have special eyesight where they can actually pick up those other kinds of hidden colors that we're not able to see with our eyes. Well, we are actually. If we actually spend long enough and stare at it, we can pick up those colors too. Baruchi's coming along well. And this Echinopsis here, Subdignidata's got some buds coming along again. That's great. Alright. As always, I will put this back. It's not very sunny today, so a bit cooler. Bit of a cooler day. But we need those days for the plants. Okay, the next one, right up here, is this Trichocereus hybrid. And I have no idea what it's hybridized with. It could be mixed up with Echinopsis. But what's interesting about it is how many petals it has. It has a lot of petals on it, and I've been wanting to cross this with my Echinopsis. I want to get that pollen, and I want to transfer it to the Echinopsis because I like Echinopsis. The bodies on them, they're round, and I want all of those petal count. Generally, the Echinopsis have a lot less, and this one has a lot more. It's almost like a rose. And you can see the sepals there. If you don't know what sepals are, they're just the part that covers the flower bud, that protects it. So if bugs come along and try to chew, they'll chew the sepals first and not the flower petals. Or rain, it's like an umbrella. It'll stop the rain from damaging the flower bud. It's a magnificent thing. And I think this plant it's a pretty big plant now, if I can put my hand there. But it needs to attain a much larger size for it to be able to push out multiple blood buds and flower at the same time. And down here it's got quite a few pups. And I remember taking one off, but I don't know where I put it. I was kind of exhausted at the time, doing a lot of work one day, and I took an offset off, or a pup, a smaller one, but I don't know where I put it. But oh well, there'll be more coming along. So this is today's bloom. Magnificent thing. I had no idea what color the flower was going to be, but I picked up this. There's quite a large offset, or a pup, and that was about 2 years ago. So it's growing pretty fast, and it is repotted. Trichocereus hybrid. This will be the kind of one that you want to use to produce others, but there's so many in circulation now. The genetic code, or whatever you call it, is getting a bit burnt out. You have a nice group of 3 Trichocereus huashas that I grew, but nobody wants them. I definitely have to repot that one there. It's already outgrown its pot. And I do have a pot ready for it, but they won't be able to go back up on this shelf. There won't be any space for it. Well, we're here in Mosova Peaky. It Cumulapuntia viridis, which is doing super. And my other one here, Cumulapuntia dowenii, which is found more south in Argentina. You can get right down into some of the colder states of Argentina, close to the west, which is the Patagonian mountains. So I can put up with quite a lot of cold. Cold is no problem for this guy. And he's got some nice offsets growing along there, so he's growing really well. And yes, I have this net. It's to block out some of the sunlight because it's getting pretty hard now. This Echinopsis here, Ericii, and that one there has a bud. This one's starting to bud up now. It is quite a beast. You can see here if I put my hand. about 10 years old, and unfortunately it's starting to crash into areas CI, pushing into each other because they are growing rather fast. All right, what else do we have? While we're here, we can have a little look, but unfortunately the flowers are not open today, but I'll try to get back to it. Omalocephalotexensis. You see there that those flowers are just magnificent, and they have a ruffled petal. And the petal is open, they're all ruffled and quite unique. I did have two, but I lost one. It had a rot that started up, and it started up in the most unusual of places, not at the base of the plant, but at the top. This one's perfectly fine, nice and healthy. And they put up with humidity, and they put up with a lot of cold too, minus temperatures in their natural habitat in Texas. I like its name, horse crippler. It speaks for itself. It's got a lot of nasty names, but it's a beautiful cactus. Those flowers are, when they open up, they're beautiful. Saglionis is still trying to push out flowers, but I keep missing them. And that's because it's triggered by sunlight. It's got to have like full sun, and those flowers open up. Otherwise, they stay closed like this, and yeah, they don't stay open very long before they close up again. They're very fleshy too. And this one here. So what we'll do is we'll just move some things out. Like this mammillaria prolifera. And so we can get a bit of a closer look. We seem to have a lot of Anisaceae for some reason. These flowers are about to open. It's got a good old cluster of flowers, this one. And I gotta repot it because it's outgrown the pot already. Very nice. Gymnocalycium, unlike Trichocereus, or some Trichocereus and the Echinopsis, kind of don't fancy high humidity in the summer. So then I gotta watch the watering. And being a collector, I start running out of space. And up here, this one was repotted two or 3 weeks ago. Starting to flower. Matudai, Mammillarium matudai. I'm looking forward to when it starts to grow like a long snake and hang down. That's what I like about that one. And Mammillaria Oxana is still flowering nicely there. This is not a cactus, but it's Deutericonia. Starting to grow nicely again. Had a little bit of damage to the leaf tips during the winter in those -5 temperatures. And I'm going to have to repot that. And when I do, I actually I wanted to repot it into a basket so that it grows into a bowl. And I hang it up. And let's have a look at Mammillaria comptotricho, or the bird's nest mammy. So it's in a kind of a long pot because it has a taproot. This is what probably one of my favorite Mammillarias. And it does really well up here on the wall. And it has this net put around it in case something catches on it, some washing or something like that. If the washing catches on it, it could pull it out of its pot, uproot it. And hopefully tomorrow when the sun comes out or in the afternoon, this will open up, or it probably already has. It's what's its name again? It's a Thalocactus bicolor. And still has some buds. Now this one is one of those cacti just like the Homalocephalotexensis and Gymnocalycium saglionis. It needs a full sun, these flowers to open, and this one detests the humid summers here. So it'll bud and then the buds will never flower. This is Echinopsis paradise here. That's for sure. And parodias. Parodias love I've said that millions of times, they love humid summers, humid, sticky summers, and they flower like anything. And they're not flowering yet. They have buds on them, as you can see Magnifica does, because they're waiting for their humidity. That's what triggers them into flowering. They're not interested in flowering yet. That one has already flowered. It's an early flower, and it's Horstii. And this one still needs more water, believe it or not. I've been watering it a lot. It still needs even more because they're drying out pretty quick in between. And another one I want to see the flowers of, and it's starting to produce them, is Wiginsia erinacea. And it's fattened up really nicely. I poured the water through and I just kept pouring it. And then I would come back and do it again a few times. The medium got really soaked with water. Every bit of it got soaked. It's fattened up and it's getting buds. And I've tried to grow it from seed, but I think the seed needs stratification. I might get lucky and it might produce offsets. Yeah, but I definitely like Wiginsia erinacea. Like it. Alright, that's it. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed looking at the flowers there. Without taking everything down, I have to. Such a nuisance. I gotta have all these shade cloth, but these plants will get burned. They're in full sun. You can see the buds developing on this. Acanthocalycium spiniflorum variety violacea. I see it pop up quite often at the plant store. And it's got a lot of buds on it, so beautiful lilac pink flowers. So just quite spectacular and quite unusual in the for cacti. The Echinopsis here, it's not sick or anything, that's its natural color. This one has some of the most magnificent lemon yellow flowers with pink throat. They start off as a big pink bud that opens up, and if you look underneath the petals, it's pink, and if you look on top of them, it's lemon yellow. So it's fantastic Echinopsis, and it's really distinct. If you were to take pups off it, just know it from the color of the plant, what it is. Yes. So if I don't, this is like a 25% shade. It's just enough to take the sting off the direct sun, because when the sun comes out, sometimes it's just brutally hot, and it burns. And a lot of these cacti grow, as you know, underneath shrubs, and they have some shade, dappled sun. And the ones that are really exposed, they struggle. They're really, really compact and flower when they can. You know, they have a tougher life, but they have all the techniques of survival. The ones that are underneath shrubs tend to do a bit better. And this just breaks the sun rays. So when the sun hits the nylon shade cloth, it scatters it. And it's quite amazing how cool shade cloth is. So I remember coming out one summer, and it was like, I don't know, felt like almost 40 degrees, because I just couldn't take any more. After about 5 minutes, I was just about dying. And I got behind this to check it out. I actually stepped in behind it to check it out, and it was amazing how much cooler it is. So they really do a good job. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll have a look at this Pharaoh cactus here. Those lovely bright yellow spines coming out. And I'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.